preparing for interview, that I see is something that a lot of candidates are lacking. Having been an HR manager for I think almost 20 more years, I've seen candidates that come for interview, they don't have enough preparations, right? They don't even have questions for me to ask. That for me is like, hey, you're coming for an interview, you're not interested to ask questions about the company. And I think, yeah, they are so nervous and they sometimes forgot what they actually have written down in the resumes. Yeah, so for me, that clearly tells straight to the point, I know this candidate has not prepared himself for interview. And then when sometimes I ask him, did you prepare yourself for interview? And interestingly, some of them tell me, oh, I just got a call from my recruiter, from an agency yesterday, yeah, I don't have time for prepare for interview. Yeah. That is, of course, understand, you get a call maybe yesterday and the interview is scheduled for today and you never have a chance to prepare yourself. But I always have this one tip of advice, if that's the case, you must always tell whoever calls you for interview to say, yes, I can't make it, alright, maybe can you reschedule this time to another day? Because if the employer or the potential employer is really interested to interview you, they will wait for at least one more day for you. So what does it mean by preparations? Preparation means you go through your resumes, right? Make sure everything that you've written down in the resumes, you have checked through the points, make sure the facts are there, you can remember what the facts you've written down. And secondly is to, of course, do a lot of research on the company, right? As I mentioned earlier, definitely the HR person will ask you, do you have any questions for me? So this is the time for you to actually ask questions. Good enough is 3 questions. I think you don't have to prepare a lot. 3 questions about the company, right? Whether it's their products or it's their business performance or about the services they provide. Yeah, research about the companies, their branches in Malaysia, their operations in a global, regional presence. So show an interest about the company that you want to work for, right? Just like if you're going for a dating with a girlfriend, your boyfriend, right? Like Bob, yes? I would like to know more about Bob and ask him a lot of questions because I want to know about Bob, right? I want to get to know more about him, so I have a few questions to find out about Bob. So just treat interview like you're going for a date, right? And prepare those questions. Get to know your employer because I'm sure they'll be very happy to answer some or all the questions that you actually raised. Okay. So what do you need to do when you are invited already for the interview on the first day? The first impression counts. Alright? So that means greetings, looking straight to the eyes when you're talking to the interviewer, a good handshake, dress well, don't over the top, yeah? Just make sure that you ask the HR person sometimes whether they do need you to wear a necktie or do you need to come with a jacket, yeah? But dress well, yeah, dress professionally for the interview, and that's very important. Alright, and also of course make sure you smile confidently. Alright, that says 1,000 words, right? You have a smiling face and a confident face. Yeah, so that is the must thing that you should do. Next is to make sure that you pay attention to all the questions they ask of you. But just be relaxed. Yeah, be yourself. I always think sometimes I see candidate, so stressed up, so stressed up because they are so nervous, they are so worried that things will go wrong. Yeah, don't worry, be relaxed. You want to hire the real you to work for the organization, not someone pretend to be somebody, which you're not because you're so guarded, you're scared to say the wrong words. Yeah, be human. Go inside there and show who you really are. And sometimes if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just tell the person, say, hey, sorry, maybe I forgot, these facts, it's been some time, I cannot remember, or I need to check it back, I'll come back to you to verify the answers again. That's superly fine, okay, because that's natural. What? Salary? So fast? Definitely not in the beginning of the interview, right? Make sure you time yourself very well when to ask these key important questions. Yeah, because salary is so sensitive, right? But definitely, it's an important question you have to ask. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you work for money, right? No one work for charity. Yeah. So unless you got a lot of money, you say, I don't need any money. I don't need to be paid. I can't work for charity. But no lah, everybody wants to earn something, right? So when's the best time to post these questions to your future employer? I will always recommend to post it towards the end, right? Especially when they ask you, do you have any question to ask me? But make sure it's not your first question. Salary question should be either your third or your last question, okay? Make sure your first, second is something else about the company to show that you're interested in. Yeah? It's just like boyfriend, girlfriend, I know, you want to know everything about him, yeah? But you don't ask, hey, you got money not to pay for this tea, pay for my drink. That should not be your first question to ask, right? It's the last question, okay? Well, I have no answer for you basically, because it all depends on what is your minimum commitment in life. Yeah. Most important is you have to ask yourself, what can you live with? Are you able to live with 5,000? Or are you able to live with 4,000? Or do you really need more than 5,000? Right? If the company is willing to pay more, right, by all means, go for 25 to 30% above what you currently get. But if the company say, due to our budget, yeah, are you willing to negotiate? Yes. So you want to show your employer that you're not that you must have your 25 to 30%, right? Then probably you will get the job, isn't it? Yeah. You can always say yes. I'm willing to negotiate. But let's see what they can offer you. All right. So the best way is to see what they can offer you. All right. Unless they ask you what is your minimum pay that you can accept. All right. Then that's a trick question, because they want to see how much lower they can offer you. So you say, what's my minimum I can accept, right? My advice is to stick to your current pay. Yes? Stick to your current pay, because if they really want you, right, they will either offer you your minimum pay, or they will come back and negotiate with you again if you're shortlisted, or they finally make an offer to you. Alright? But do not already go down below your minimum pay, during your interview, because this gives you at least still an upper hand, to negotiate when they really make an offer.